Ukraine is not all that is in Vladimir Putin's sights. What might start in Ukraine may not end there. World war has become something unthinkable, but it is not unimaginable. The weights are piling on the scales and a tipping point is approaching. This is a challenge to the West and what is often referred to as a rules-based order. Putin knows the US is strong, but he questions its will and resolve. He believes it is a waning power, and he has exploited that and already bent the world order to his will. In 2008 he invaded Georgia, backing 2 breakaway provinces of the former Soviet state. The war lasted a mere 5 days, but it marked a turning point in geopolitics. Putin appended the idea that post-World War II Europe would be whole, free and at peace. He signaled that he would not accept Russia's subordinate position in the world. Great power politics was back. In 2014 Russia invaded Ukraine, backing pro-Russian separatists and annexing Crimea. Putin has strengthened Russian power in his region, intervening in Kazakhstan, propping up Alexander Lukashenko in Belarus. Russia and Belarus have carried out joint military exercises, while Putin amasses more than 100,000 troops on the Ukraine border. Putin has extended Russia's reach into the Middle East, most notably underwriting the besieged Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad. Simply put, Putin knows power. He knows that power is not what you say, it is what you do. It doesn't make him virtuous, it does make him ruthless. Inside Russia he crushes dissent. Outside he defies Western opposition. It's all about power. In his 2 decades in power as either president or prime minister, Putin has seen off successive American presidents. Barack Obama, who started his presidency looking for a reset with Russia, wrote in his memoir that Putin resembled the old-style corrupt American political bosses who ran US cities. They were criminal syndicates, he said. In such a world, a lack of scruples, a contempt for any high-minded aspirations beyond accumulating power, were not flaws. They were advantages, Obama wrote. Power. It is all about power. Putin believes the West is weak. He has formed a new pact with China's leader, Xi Jinping. They have declared no limits in having each other's backs. Together they represent a clear challenge to a US-led democratic order. US President Joe Biden has warned Putin of swift and severe costs if Russia invades Ukraine. AP. US power is built on exceptionalism. Putin and 11 believe that, as great powers, they are exceptional, too. They don't follow rules, they want to make them. The post-World War II order has been shaped by Western powers. They dominate the institutions. But Russia and China won't accept that. Can the West accommodate the demands of 11 and Putin? Is containment of Russian and Chinese power possible? If not, what does confrontation look like? These are the questions of our age. Putin and 11 have shown they are prepared to use force. What drives Putin? In a word, revenge, says Mikhail Elchanov, who authored the book Inside the Mind of Vladimir Putin. The Russian president has also been called a new Tsar. Russian analyst Bobo Low, writing for the Lowy Institute, says he has been called Vozd, denoting a ruler of exceptional power and authority. What can the US and its allies do? With US warnings of a Ukraine invasion any day now, what would stop Putin? Diplomacy hasn't worked yet. Deterrence. He has stared down the West before, and he is still standing. Indeed, his power is enhanced. If initiative is advantage, it could be argued Putin has the upper hand. Certainly, the world is awaiting his next move. The West appears more concerned about him right now than he is about what the West may do. He has bolstered Russia's foreign reserves to blunt the impact of sanctions. Russia provides vital energy supplies to Europe, and Putin has the potential to create an energy crisis and disrupt global energy prices. Putin has drawn his line in the sand. He has demanded assurances that Ukraine never be allowed to join NATO, even though that is years away, if at all. Putin wants to override the rights of a sovereign nation. Ukraine, to Putin, is part of a greater Russia. It is crucial to his idea of Russian civilization and identity. Putin sees NATO expansion as a threat to Russian security and claims it reneges on commitments made by the US after the fall of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. It is not without foundation. Although there is debate whether the US promised not to push eastward, NATO membership has expanded from 12 to 30. Space to play or pause, M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Watch duration, 5 minutes 50 seconds. 5M Stan Grant's analysis of the Russian buildup on Ukraine's borders. NATO's open door policy, enshrined in Article 10 of its founding treaty, states that any other European state in a position to further the principles of this treaty and to contribute to the security of the North Atlantic can apply for membership. The West cannot possibly acquiesce to Putin's demands and threats. So, what can the US and its allies do? US President Joe Biden has warned Putin of swift and severe costs if Russia invades Ukraine. Putin has heard that before. He knows that cost stops at US troops on the ground in Ukraine. Biden has said that Americans and Russians shooting at each other is a new world war. That's how high the stakes are. Vladimir Putin has 130,000 troops on the border of Ukraine, and the world is holding its breath, wondering when or if he will take the first shot. Stan Grant is ABC's international affairs analyst and hosts Russian Roulette on ABC News Channel tonight at 8 p.m. and Q&A on Thursday.